Hello, this is Johnny Cycles with CyclesGaming.com, bringing you my second practice match with my new Sultai Souls of the Lost Tarmogoyf mid-range deck. And this looks like a pretty sweet opening 7. We're going to get turn 1 Stitcher Supplier. If this was a fetch land, it would be the only thing to make this better. Get a turn 2 Tarmogoyf or counterspell if we were worried about what our opponent's up to. Maybe a little heavy on lands, but oh, never mind. Our hand was good. Instead, we're getting scammed. Wonder if we're going to get scammed twice. What would you take? Probably the Goyf. Oh, counterspell, okay. And now they'll take the Goyf, I imagine. Well, it might be a fast game, but at least, we get to test this out immediately against a tier 1 deck. Alright, so they went ahead and took our Stitcher Supplier. Our Goyf is now 2-3. Joke's on them, we drew another one. Menace, though, they're going to get at least one hit in, and they're down to one card. So what we really hope here is that their one card is a land and they don't hit any action. So right now we have Souls of the Lost would be pretty sweet too. But we'll be able to block with this Tarmogoyf and Stitcher Supplier next turn if they don't have any way to remove our Tarmogoyf. This is the nature of the scam deck, right? They're all in on that first turn. They had their combo. I'm not sure it's going to be enough. We could blow up this enchantment. What does it say? Then get them another land. Should we do that? That's pretty janky. What's our Tarmogoyf at? It's already a 5/6. We'll save that. I mean, we'll see if they have an answer. We'll play the Goyf. We'll double block, kill it that way. We're running, we are struggling here with, they picked apart our hand, and we're just left with lands at this point. But let's see if they have a removal spell for our Goyf. They do not. Something that's not a land, please. Oh, man. Okay, well, we're going to take the greedy line, I think. Now, if I understand what this says, then it should die, but I could be totally wrong, and I think I am wrong. Pre-combat. Well, yeah. Sometimes you misplay. Let's shrink our clock. We'll just pretend that was the reason, right? We went from a 3-turn clock to a 4-turn clock. And we really want to draw something that is not a land. For whatever reason, was under the impression that enchantment was keeping that thing alive, and it is not. I don't know why I even read it, except I'm just tired. That's what happens when you play Magic after the kids go to bed on a long day. It's been a fun day, but lots of parenting. Fable. Yep. Definitely a misplay at this point when they drew the Fable, or had the Fable and needed the land. So a bit of a punt. We'll see if this Tarmogoyf saves us. They're going to be able to dig for answers, though, is the problem. Well, that's why you play the practice games. Opponent's trying to think if they want to block or not. They probably have, if they're really this far in the tank on blocking, they probably have the Shieldred in hand. They want to know if they may trying to figure out, do I want to attack, make sure I get the treasure token so I can cast Shieldred next turn, or trust that I'll get the land off of this second part of the saga. Yeah, they're probably going to find their answer, then they'll get in for 5. But they're dead on the backswing if they don't stick a Shieldred here. And even if they do, we can attack into it. See if they found an answer. They did. They find 2 answers. So right now we have artifact, creature, instant, sorcery, land. That's about as good as it gets for us. They're going to dash in the Ragavan. Fair enough. Definitely misplay on our part. It's going to let our opponent come back, probably win this game. We will block the Ragavan. We would love to draw a Murktide right now. See if this grows our Tarmogoyf enough to, what is it now? I don't think it can get any bigger than a 5/6 for us. Alright, more Goyfs. Let's see. No land. Something good. Kill spell would be nice. Souls of the Lost. Well, they're down to 1 card. Just a casual 9/10. We're at effectively 1, so if their last card is a dashed in Ragavan, we are dead, and we have definitely punted away this game with our Boseiju play. They will have the ability to get us to 1 and hold back a blocker to survive. Or they'll just lightning bolt our face. Yeah, I mean, at that point, I think had we saved the Boseiju, we could have taken out the Fable the turn after the token came into play, and they wouldn't have been able to dig for whatever they found. Definitely would have made a big difference in that game. So, oh well, it is what it is. Sometimes you misplay. We didn't draw that well either. We drew well enough to win, though. Okay, Scam. What do we want to play against Scam? So Stern Scolding is good. We could bring in the subtleties just to protect our hand. Ley lines are good to shut off the Scam. It's kind of not sure it's worth it, to be honest, just for that. If they mulligan for it, then if they have it, it's certainly worth it. If they don't have it, it looks really bad. It does shut down all those shenanigans, though. I mean, we can try it. That's what we're here for, playtesting. Gives us another permanent. I mean, so this is a permanent, obviously, as well, but at least we're replacing permanents with permanents for the Souls of the Lost. Thoughtseize. I mean, Thoughtseize can be good. It can also just be really slow. What do we bring in? If we take out the Thoughtseizes, we're going to do Subtlety. We'll take it out for Subtleties and maybe some Terra Sunders. I don't know. Force Negation is not at its best against Scam. When we take out the forces, bring in the subtleties, leaving the Thoughtseizes. And I like that. All right, well, this is a beautiful hand. So we're going to be able to essentially, we're going to have to play it slower than we would like because it's Scam. So we're going to Thoughtseize to see if we can take away whatever their hand disruption is. Second turn, Stitcher Supplier, hold up, Fatal Push. Into turn, Thought Scour. Third turn, run out of Murktide. I hope it's enough. Hopefully we don't see multiple Scam pieces or like a Thoughtseize and a Grief in their opening 7 or 6 if they go to 6. Yeah, this is a similar deck to what I was playing with in the Dimir Dragons deck. This is the exact hand I would have gotten in that with that deck. But we've taken out a bunch of the dragons, splashing green for Tarmogoyfs and running Souls of the Lost, which I really want to try out. I'm excited to try it out in Jund. I want to try it out with a Fall Crater so I can give it haste and trample. You get these gigantic creatures that just get chump blocked or don't, like, you have to wait to untap to do anything with them. And I'm really excited about the synergies. I mean, Footfall Crater is an enchantment. It's 1 mana. It can be cycled to draw a card, so we can put it in our graveyard to grow our Souls of the Lost. It's never a dead draw, essentially. So they started with 7, so that's probably not good for us. We're going to need a double blue source, so we're going to go ahead and hurt ourselves. Go down to 15. It's a Thoughtseize. Yeah, they're in the tank because they don't have a very good hand. Surprised they didn't mulligan this at least once. Take their Thoughtseize. So this is line. Hopefully that will fade a couple draws, because what we want to stick to our plan, which is Stitcher Supplier, Thought Scour, turn 3 Murktide, and hopefully they don't have an answer. I probably should not have done that, to be honest, because we should at least kept the fetch uncracked. I don't know. My thought process was make sure to get the island so we don't mill our islands, but we play more than one island. The reason why you don't do it is in case they they draw a Ragavan off the top. Dashing into Ragavan doesn't get them anywhere because we'll just block. So it's not the end of the world. Man, no help. More lands. Got the lands for days. What's in our graveyard? Sorcery. So we're going to 1, 2, 3. We're going to run out another Stitcher Supplier because we really want this Murktide to be as big as possible to close out this game as fast as possible. Maybe this will draw out a Fatal Push. Maybe they'll think, oh, he doesn't have anything going on. I don't want to take a damage. Thoughtseize, Fatal Push, Thought Scour, Thoughtseize. The rest are permanents. Should be a 7/7, so that's a 2-turn clock. They do nothing else the rest of the game. See if they brought in their Molten Collapses or just happen to have them. So they're probably going to run out their Fable this turn unless they have a removal spell for this Murktide. I mean, that's their best chance to use the next part of the saga to dig for an answer for this Murktide. Hopefully we'll draw some action. And like Tarmogoyf, yes, it's perfect. That's what we wanted to draw. Get in with the team. Definitely going to run out this Goyf. I don't think they even play Damnation in their sideboard. And we don't want it to get Thoughtseized or griefed. This guy's up to 5/6 again. I guess that's as big as he's going to get in our deck. See if our opponent's going to be scooping it up here. It's not dead on board yet. If they have an answer for the Murktide, that is. Well, I mean, this is a great game. We should have gotten game 1 too. We should have survived this game and gotten there, but I misplayed. Assuming we get there this game, it looks like we will. But you never know. They could chain together removal spells easy enough. Unholy Heat, Lightning Bolt, take a bunch of beats, and they scoop it up. Yeah, I mean, that's a perfect world for them to get there and come back from this spot. But I've seen scam decks and Murktide decks do just that. All right, so ley line didn't look that great. We didn't draw it though. We may keep it in. They may take, now that they've seen it in a graveyard, they may change what they're doing. What we would do is put in Terrace Unders or something in their place, or put back the Mishra's Baubles. I want to keep it. We didn't even get to see if it'd be any good. It wouldn't have been good that game, but it would have been good in game 1, and they may try to mulligan for that kind of hand here in game 3. There's the ley line. We have 0 ways to fill the yard, but we do have 2 Murktide Regents. I mean, this is a hand that I think we could just easily get steamrolled over if our opponent sticks a Troma and Ragavan even. So unfortunately, I think we have to mulligan. Not enough early interaction. Here we have the ley line and just 1 land. That's pretty brutal, but we're going to keep it because we have the Fatal Push, Stitcher Supplier, and just really, really, really hope to draw some land. But I could see us losing on the backs of this 1 land, 1 keep type thing here. They brought in their own ley lines. Hey, I got one of those too. So that would be a reason to bring in Terrace Under. Yep. They're going to see a 1 lander. What are you going to take? Fatal Push probably? So Leyline of the Void is really good against us. Again, when we were playing Dimir Dragons, we were able to overcome some Leyline of the Void precisely because we had other ways of attacking. We had our Even Death Draco Lich. Hey, we did draw the land. I mean, at this point, I'm not even sure it matters. So I'm going to hold up this Fatal Push. Yeah, we are literally drawing dead at this point. I mean, we're hoping for a 7 mana 3/3 to get there, or on the backs of these 1/1s. I mean, Leyline of the Void is such a hoser for our deck. I'm just realizing just how bad it is for our deck. Yeah, I just don't know. There's not much we can do. Our Tarmogoyfs and Souls of the Lost are going to be 0/1s, and our Murktide is going to be a dashed into Ragavan. Yeah, our Murktide is going to be a 3/3, and I don't think we have anything else. So Terrace Under is what we really need. And we should have brought that in. So now we learn that's why we play test, because this is a reason to not bring in Leyline. I mean, Leyline's nice, but it's not going to, yeah, I mean, you can see it's not going to kill our opponent. Our opponent's going to get a do this. Is going to get a hit us every turn unless we draw some sort of answer. We can run out a Stitcher Supplier. All right, let's see if the Stitcher Supplier beats can get there. They're down to, they have 3 cards. We have a land. We know one of their cards is Ragavan, which we can block profitably. See what else they draw. I mean, they have so many live draws compared to us. We're going to hit another land. And that's probably not worthwhile, to be honest. Save it for the Fatal Push Revolt, but it's late. I should just go ahead and scoop, but I want to see how this plays out, just to, and also to fully ingrain the lesson. I'm just going to block with 1. If they want to use a kill spell on it, that's fine. No land, please. Oh, man. Just keep getting them lands. We do have the one of Viseju. All right, there's a reason not to scoop. We could draw our Viseju, at which point we can blow up that ley line and basically start over. I mean, So I think that's going to, well, our opponent's surely going to get some things going here, but if we do draw our one of, while we were waiting to draw one of Boseiju, what we can do is just sandbag whatever graveyard filling spells we draw. Yep, Sheoldred, pretty good. See, they're drawing Sheoldreds with our ley line out, and we're drawing 0/1s with their ley line out. Boseiju. Yeah, I mean, we'll scoop it up now. See if they tell them to check out my site. All right, well, yeah, that's rough, but now we know. We've learned the hard way. We punted it in game 1 and lost, and then we lost to a ley line and bad sideboarding on our part. But that's why you play practice games. So, as always, this is Johnny Cycles with cyclesgaming.com, and I'll catch you on the next one. This has been another edition of Keeping Modern Tanky. I'm Johnny Cycles with cyclesgaming.com. Check out my website where you can read articles on my commander decks, my various modern brews, and my science fiction fantasy novel that I'm publishing serially every month. cyclesgaming.com. Be sure to click that like button and subscribe button on YouTube, and I'll see you on the next one.